We're back here on Good Morning Lake Martin. It is top of the hour. Welcome to all the folks around the state of Alabama with the Alabama Cable Network joining us statewide for the second hour of Good Morning Lake Martin. Doug Roberts has joined us as usual. We also have a guest in the house from the Tallapoosa County Board of Education. We welcome Miss Lisa Hurd to the set. Lisa, how are you doing?
I'm great, sir.
Good to see
Good to have you this morning.
Nice to see you.
Lisa, there's some things going on there at the Tallapoosa County Board of Education that sound very exciting and also sound very helpful. Explain exactly what this event is, and we'll talk more in detail about it.
Well, it's not just the Tallapoosa County Board of Education. It includes Alexander City schools, and it also includes the Department of Mental Health with Nan Coley. So what has happened is Debbie Campbell and her group, they wrote a grant, and it was about the Tallapoosa County underage drinking. So when the survey was done, there were a lot of students or children who said that they drink and they're underage and they get it from their parents and they get it from home.
Don't get me started on that.
Oh boy, yeah.
So when they wrote this grant, it was funded by the federal government. They came in and told us that we had to do certain things and we could choose from a list of things. So some of the things that we've done is there are billboards on 280 Highway, and they say choose to refuse.
Okay. All right.
And you'll see one of them is located in Jackson's Gap, and the other one is located outside of Alexander City. So as you come in and out of the county, you'll be able to see those signs. We've also put signs out all over the county, all the way down to Tallahassee, Camp Hill, Alexander City, Dadeville, New Site, and these are signs like choose. They're the Tallapoosa County Coalition Against Underage Drinking.
You know, I know what happens, Lisa. I know for a fact. Now, we don't use alcohol in my family, and never really have in my family. So, I'm a little bit. I'm not really sure about because it doesn't happen in my house.
Right.
We just don't drink. But there are many families where that is a problem, and it's shocking because I know a lot of underage children that have told older kids, we do this all the time. We get it at home. That's sad.
Well, and we also have a youth advisory board. And the youth advisory board consists of students from Benjamin Russell High School, from Dadeville High School, Reeltown High School, and Horseshoe Bend High School. And they get together and they have come up with many different things to help teens realize that it's not a safe thing for them to drink. So they're developing applications to go on their phone. They're developing apps. We have some very talented students in Tallapoosa County. And they're working with Debbie Campbell to make sure that we get the word out that, you know, it is not a good thing to do. But I think it's because we're around the lake. And the lake is a fun place, and people don't seem to see it as a problem.
And what bothers me about it, I guess, and this is the thought process. I've raised 4 children, and I have 2 that are underage and 2 that are of age legally to partake if they chose to. But we made it very clear to our children that first off, like the coalition is, it's called underage for a reason. It's against the law.
Right.
For you to use alcohol outside of a religious service in the state of Alabama if you're under 21 years old. Simple. And what I see those parents go through this thought process, what they do is they give in right at the beginning. They say, well, they're going to do it anyways.
Right.
So I want them to be safe when they do it. So as long as they stay at our house or in our basement or on our back porch and they don't drive when they spend the night here and they go home, we don't have a problem with it. In fact, we'll provide it for them.
Well, you know, that is against the law.
It is against the law.
That is one of the things that this task force, the coalition, that's one of the messages, rather, is that it's against the law and parents do not need to provide. And another thing that we've done is train vendors that sell alcohol in Tallapoosa County. We've had them to come in and be trained as to who you're supposed to sell to, and we know that they already know this, but this was part of the grant that we wrote, that we would train. Now, there will be some checkpoints coming, too.
Yes.
That's part of the coalition. So I think they did one on the 4th of July, and I think there are some forthcoming, some additional checkpoints, just because we are on the lake, and parents seem to think it's okay.
I think somehow the parents justify it in their minds that they're choosing the lesser of two evils. Rather than have my child or my friend's children's or my children's friends, depending on which direction you look at it, rather than have them drive drunk, I would rather them be safe at my house drunk. And that's the decision that they make. So they choose to provide alcohol in a what they call, and I'm going to use the air quotes, a safe setting, which is not safe.
It's not safe.
And then allow them to, partake at underage, which it's illegal to provide it for them, and it's illegal for them to do it. And it's very, very dangerous. We see a lack of judgment in adults, right? See it every day. People our ages, grown adults, mature adults, working at professionals. So a child who has much less experience is much more prone to use less judgment and then make poor decisions and change their life permanently, unfortunately.
Yes, true.
Change their life permanently.
What kind of percentages, Lisa, do you hear of use for underage drinking? Are those some of the things you're able to
Well,
monitor?
now Debbie has the complete list, but it was very high. It was well over 50%.
Oh, wow.
And that was one of the things that was concerning, was that the percentages were very high of the children who took the survey who said, we drink and we get it from home.
And I'll tell you, as a parent with children that have been through, middle school, high school, college, that the percentage is much higher than that. It's probably, honestly, closer to 80 or 90%. So that's just I've observed over the years.
So with checkpoints, probably the Tallapoosa County Sheriff's Department, we've had Jimmy Abbott on before talking about this very subject, and he had some pretty shocking numbers as well. But with the checkpoints and with the education that you provide from the grant, you hope to change the mindset of what, the parent and the student? Or?
That's what we're trying to do, because everywhere, and you'd be surprised though, people are really open.
Good.
To receive. I did not receive any opposition when I went to businesses in Campbell, because I was responsible, because I live in the Campbell area, to put the signs out in Campbell. Every business that I went to said, please.
Put one in our yard.
Wow.
Put one here.
Wow.
Put one at our business. Put one in my yard. I mean, I have one in our yard at home, and people came up and said, where can I get one?
There you go.
So I think the response has been wonderful. And I was driving yesterday coming from Tallahassee, and coming from Tallahassee into Alexander City, because I was working in Tallahassee, there were signs there.
Good.
They are everywhere.
So the education hopefully will work. And like you said, the store owners, they know the law.
Right.
But a reminder probably is a good thing for them.
That's true.
Just remember now, we can't sell this to underage people, and you got to go through the proper licensing check and that kind of thing.
And I think the reminder too, it's not okay if you're of age to go into the corner store and buy it and walk out and hand it to people that are underage. That gets you in a lot of trouble.
Wow.
To provide alcohol for a minor like that.
Well, listen, if you have a sign, we'll be glad to put one in our yard as well. So if you have one, get back down this way with one for us, and we'll help you with that campaign.
I will definitely get one, because I know Debbie's office is right in the courthouse here in Alexander City.
Good.
And I'll make sure that we have one and we put one in your yard.
Good.
Thank you.
Anytime we can help you get word out like this, please let us help you with that. Okay, we'd love to.
Thank you.
Lisa, it was great to meet you. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more. This is Good Morning Lake Martin.